Briefly, I got something. As you're heading south on River Road towards the one-lane bridge, there's a lot of vegetation grown up actually on both sides of that bridge, inside the guardrail, that makes it impossible to see if there's another car coming. Margaret has almost had 2 accidents coming through there because you can't see until you're almost on the bridge. So maybe we could ask Scotty to take a look and just chainsaw some of that stuff down.
Is it, what do you, trees growing, or is it?
Well, you know, pucker brush.
The one by Maple Lane end? Right
No,
there?
no.
Further
no.
south?
No, the one up
It's
further
Fisher
north.
Bridge.
Is that
He's talking about
correct?
Fisher Bridge.
Okay.
Generally, when that happens, in the odd year, you know, Matt or one of the highway guys or a couple of them go down and they, so that's,
That would be much appreciated.
I noticed that same phenomenon at the intersection of Goose Pond and Baker Hill Road. When you're coming up the hill and you're trying to look to make sure somebody doesn't blow the stop sign coming from the 10 towards Goose Pond, all that grass is growing up and you can't really see until you're in the intersection.
Usually when
I've
they
thought
do-
about just taking a
Yeah.
weed whacker and putting it in the back of my
Go
truck and
ahead.
doing
Yeah.
it myself,
But
but I don't
usually
know whose
once
property
they-
that is and somebody probably come out with their gun.
well, the road has a right of way, so you'd be all set. Usually when they start doing an area, then Matt goes around and checks all the intersections and things
Yeah.
like that.
Just have to go check.
Does a quick whipping. Will do.
Thanks for bringing that, Phil.
Welcome.
Yeah.
No
I have
question?
nothing today, thank you.
Oh.
Never mind, it's okay.
Thank you.
No, who's Jordan? I'll mute her.
Minutes.
I'll move them subject to my comments. I assume, Dina, you got my comments circulated around?
And Senator, yes, I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Michael, I.
David, all that?
Then, manifest.
Oh, I didn't see manifest in what
I
you
didn't get it.
circulated, Dina. Did you send it around? I don't think I got it.
Well, if none of you got it, then I must not have. It must be sitting in my inbox, my outbox. But review it. You can do it at the end, maybe.
There's no school in there, so we can approve.
That's just retirement stuff. There's nothing to say about it.
There's one that just has the retirement on it, though. Yeah, you could try to say no to that, but I don't think it would work.
What's the dog registration thing, Dina?
We pay the state so much per dog that gets registered for the town of Lyme.
What?
Why?
Why? Because it's a state law.
Yeah.
Because the state says so. Yeah, no, she pays, we pay every month or no, once a year you pay for the whole amount of dogs. And then once a year she pays.
So what's the
Water licenses.
split on, like,
It used to be $250, I think it's $275 now, something like that they get per dog.
and how much do we get per license?
Well, it depends on whether they're spayed or neutered or a senior citizen's dog, anywhere from nothing to $8, $10, something like that. It's not a money-making thing for the town, not a very big money.
But wait a second, so the state requires people to do this, and then we give them money?
This looks fine.
We
to me.
pay them, yes, for each dog that gets
So
registered.
they get
It's like,
30%.
look at it like a
right?
car registration.
Are
You pay the state for
you
so
looking at
much.
those? Yeah.
I have not, I've not seen these at all, but I mean, we can move the manifest after,
Okay.
Yeah,
if you want. Oh, yeah, let's keep moving.
yeah.
So do you just wanna look at?
Toll license.
Yes, Scott finally had a chance to
Oh, yeah. So
get
last
up, I
week,
got a hold of them, the guy was great, he and Scott met. They reviewed everything, and so Scott has signed it and approved it, and so now it's your turn to either sign it or not.
I'll move that we approve it.
I second it.
Scott's happy with it?
All those in favor?
Yes,
David, aye.
Michael, aye.
And I,
all right, approved. I put the
agreement,
check mark.
contract for removal.
You need to sign that. Right. I've gotten some signatures, but then I need yours on this, and you guys need to vote this in the meeting. I do believe the agreement.
So this is basically the legal mechanism for substituting in
A new contract.
Floyd's rubbish removal for Ben, the person who was
Quintown,
previously
whatever it's
engaged.
called, yeah. I think it's Quintown
Yeah.
Container that's doing it, actually, but. Yeah, so that's what you're signing right now, that's the agreement, or what, that you've already signed, Ben is signing it. And then, thank you. And so, somebody move that, right? Or do you wanna just move them both
I'll-
together?
I'll move it.
Okay.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Michael, aye.
David, aye.
Then I.
Ben, I got a little behind here. What is this that you're approving?
That was,
It's an agreement. It's an agreement for a different contractor to address the Dorchester Road property
Thank you.
stuff. And then you have a novation agreement that you need to move and Ben needs to sign if you so choose, which gives Quintown the ability to accept it and take on the contract as written,
It's all part of the same thing.
all part of the same thing.
Basically, we had a contractor who had been engaged to do the
Right.
cleanup on 116 Dorchester Road and Goose Pond, and that gentleman did Goose Pond, but has decided to get out of the business. So for the town, because we already have an agreement, in order to continue to move forward without an additional appropriation of funds, we have to have a new contractor step into that old agreement, and that's what, these are the legal machinations for
Perfect.
achieving that.
Yep.
Thank you.
So can someone move it?
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
Michael, aye.
David, aye.
Then I.
Thank you.
Upper Valley Lake Sunapee Regional Planning Committee Rain Garden.
I didn't understand this, Gina, can you explain
Okay.
what the heck this is?
Absolutely not, I do not understand it myself. I wrote, as you can see in red, who, which means, who am I giving this to? Who can understand it and does wanna talk to them about it, which I would think would be David.
David Roby?
Yeah, no,
Oh, no,
David
no.
Robbins,
Yeah.
David Robbins.
It's Robbins, yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's all about, water collection and stormwater aesthetics and the education of different things and,
I think back on the planning board, we used to
right,
put some of those in plans where
Yeah.
the stormwater would go and settle down.
yes. And, this was sent, of course, it's Vicki Davis who's the planner. But anyways, it has to do with grant funds and, a project that could be done with grant funds that may help.
So we have to
So-
approve it?
No, you're not approving it, I'm just letting you know and I'm asking you who you'd like me to give it to.
Could you please give this to David Robbins and ask him to raise it with the planning board and tell us what the heck this is?
I would love to, thank you so much.
Or what, if anything, we can do, I mean, it sounds like there's potentially grant money available to do good things, but
Yes.
I read this twice and couldn't
Mine's-
make head or tails of it.
Yeah.
All right, community power rates.
Why did it come up on your agenda? I was just,
Because the community power rates came in and were set and
okay.
I'm the rep, so so I'm
Gotcha.
letting them know.
Gotcha. No, I would just, the perspective is that they just passed, a law at the state, Kelly, I signed it, that says power companies can not, offload costs of whatever operation they have going up to pay, people who are not their direct customers. And so a number of, like Eversource is $38 million in the hole because they underestimated how much power was actually gonna cost when they set the rates. So, and I think Unitil and Liberty are the same. I don't think New Hampshire Electric Cooperative can do that at all. But the other three are, and then their rates are also subject to PUC regulation. So Liberty wanted to set their rate at 21 cents because they were so far in the hole, being able to supply power. And the PUC made them set it lower. And they made Eversource set their rate at 14. Community Power is doing it, you know, as their best estimate of what it actually costs. So there will be no future catch-up for them to try to recover the deficit they have, and that's why their rate is coming at 14.9 for Granite Basic. It's up 0.3 cents from the previous rate.
But the Eversource rate is currently 14, so it's cheaper.
Yes, yes.
And what about NHEC?
I think they're like 14.3. Yeah, everybody's in within a penny of each other, but the other companies, not the cooperative, but the other, Eversource is undercharging for what they're.
The only thing that concerns me a little bit is that when we had people vote on this, we kind of were a little bit aggressive on telling them, look, this is gonna be
Right,
cheaper.
right,
And it's
right.
not now cheaper. I wonder if we ought to
Well,
say
there's-
something to anybody, or if somebody ought to say something, and I don't know.
Certainly, long-term, I think it will readjust itself, because they're gonna have to get hit. I think Eversource is $38 million in the hole, so they're gonna have to collect that at some point in the future.
Couldn't happen at a nicer group.
Yeah,
Well, people don't have to be on it.
Well, and it's a click, you just go to the website and you
Right.
can change who your source is.
Right.
And you can change it back. I mean, there's no reason that customers shouldn't ride the wave of the best cost on any of the things that they want to.
But I do think, Dave, to your point, it was made pretty clear that there could be cost savings, but one of the things is that
Yeah,
with the public utilities, they are setting something, someone as a corporation could be buying into it, but this local thing is shopping constantly, trying to manage it.
Right.
yeah.
But it could be less expensive, but I also heard there's opportunities that could be more expensive if you want to make the choice and be informed and say, I don't wanna have this carbon or this whatever based stuff. The clean choice, and I think people bought into that,
Yeah.
but
There's also some potential future funds for community development in projects to be done locally here. They're accumulating a fund that they're not ready to disperse yet or take proposals against because of the nonsense that's been going on in the power market. It's just been up and down, back and forth, whether they can actually, I mean, they got behind last year and they had to make it up.
This is Community
Well,
Power who got
Yeah,
behind.
CPCNH.
yeah, I mean, the community power, I mean, Peter Kobacki, town of Hanover, I mean, how you can purchase and try and run
Right,
power purchasing and making agreements between holders and generators is a logistic nightmare.
yep,
Which is why, you know, the New Hampshire legislature thinking they're gonna pull out of the New England Power Consortium is the stupidest, most short-sighted, we're already the smallest PUC, and my thing is, it's absolutely dangerously just stupid, and we should not do that. That's all I have.
But people having the option to buy into a program
Oh,
like that. And for many, many people, I think especially in Lyme, it's not about the money, it's it's about the clean air, it's about the, you know, environmental part of it. But I also think that now might be a good time to ask the Energy Committee to give a written update that could be posted on the webpage
Sure.
for people to have.
Sure.
Well, that's a good idea. I
I'm
mean,
sure Jim would be willing to get the
Yeah.
committee to write one.
Yeah, or we had an ad hoc committee that would inform.
Well, James Graham was the chair of this
Right.
group, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the best person, who's the best group
Either
to,
one.
if we wanted
Well-
to send out, if we wanted to put something on the website that just sort of tells people what the current state of play is and where the cheapest power is and what the benefits and costs of the various options are right now, and that they can change anytime they want, something like that, who'd be the best position to write something like that?
Well, there's a couple of guys on the Energy Committee who actually work for CPCNH. It's
But Brett Warner, Scott Barthold. Jim.
As long as
I mean,
it
it's never
comes
been-
out, I think it's really important that it comes out very readable.
yeah,
You know,
I-
sometimes when
it's
you
a-
read
it's a-
some of this stuff,
it's
it's
a
not.
pretty straightforward situation, and I can draft it and get the aggregation committee to approve it if you
Well,
like.
I'll just
Or-
send an email to Jim and James. Jim, that committee
Yeah.
is a subcommittee of the Energy Committee, so
Yeah.
the Energy Committee is
Yeah.
really, but
Jim-
I'll just send one to both of them.
Jim was on both committees.
Then they can do
Yeah.
what they want to.
Yeah,
Awesome.
And there's, yeah, minus from the last energy, there's knowledge of like the multi-layers, the skin of this stinky onion, that, I think that's definitely the people to be able to come up with an intelligent, easy to understand
yeah.
paragraph.
Just as a FYI, Lyme is the highest buy-in for renewables of any community in the state from CPCNH.
Really?
Yeah,
Doesn't surprise me.
yep.
Is that just because you had to opt out to be out?
Everybody was
Apparently.
opted into, no, we
No,
set,
I'm not kidding.
we set, Hanover set a higher level as a default. But for Lyme, it was Granite Basic, which is the lowest level,
Right.
or 25% renewable.
Yep.
And people opted up, and we have the highest opt-up rate of any community.
Well, I will say that the only phone calls I've received about it has to do with people that wanted to know how they could get off it, because they were just put on, didn't want to be on it.
That would be, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's,
But
yeah.
it's not like there were hundreds, you know, there were a few. But, and I certainly get it.
And you have the website info?
That's what, yeah, I just send them to that, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Various situations, you have to opt out, like
Right.
if you're doing solar and
Yeah, if you're existing solar generator, yeah.
Right, because the companies are dragging their feet on letting there be accounting for how much power is actually coming off the solar panels and into the grid. So because you can't do that piece of accounting, people with solar are not opted into this cooperative thing, because they lose that reimbursement from Eversource. But I think they're working really hard, they've almost got.
or New Hampshire Electric Corporation.
Right, both of them. But they're getting closer to having able to have that accounting, at which point they could be on it as well.
Yeah.
And Jim Nurse knows that because he has solar and he's not in.
I'm waiting for them to have an option where it's 100% coal generated.
Hanover Ambulance Service Agreement.
This is your yearly agreement with them, and they sent their rates. It's the same exact contract that we had reviewed and you signed last year, other than obviously the rates are different.
I caught a couple errors in it when I read it this time. I don't know if we missed those last time. If the contract's in here, I can tell you what they are, you know, they're just
I
typos.
think it's electronic,
Uh,
there it is.
There's one place where I think it references Norwich.
So say I don't have it in.
Copy
Word.
paste.
So, of course, they're probably all the same, that's right. Oh, where'd that one copy go?
That's what I just said.
My copy had the percentage increases on it.
But generally, this looked okay to me.
Well, if there's some typos, I can certainly let him know.
Yeah, if you look at the
It's
top of the second page, the second paragraph on the second page says, "It is understood and agreed that Hanover will provide emergency ambulance service to any person requesting such service within the physical boundaries of Norwich, whether a resident or non-resident." That may be the case, but we don't
It
care.
was just missed. That's right, it lies in the next one.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute,
yeah,
Norwich
that's
is
the
gonna
only
pay
place
for
I
all our
saw it.
ambulance calls?
There's also a couple places where the language is just, like the non-discrimination provision. It's not, I don't have any objection to the substance of it, but like there's a sentence that reads, "All requirements of these or other applicable statutes, comma, to the end that no person shall, on the grounds of race, color, sex, sexual preference, national origin, or religious creed, be excluded from participation in or denied benefits." Like that initial introductory clause doesn't work, it's grammatically not right. I don't know if it, you know, I don't know.
I believe you'll find that comes from the Medicare in one of the omnibuses, of how they created and how you can create a contractual for EMS, and the fact that we can't, emergency medicine,
No,
we're
no,
not
no, no,
allowed
I
to
don't have any
discriminate.
objection to the
So,
substance, it's just
Yeah.
the
How it's
grammar of that second sentence is wrong.
And we don't teach grammar anymore because it's,
Yeah.
it's optional.
I know that our attorneys reviewed this last year. What's her name there? I can't remember what her name was.
Laura?
But, no, it wasn't Laura, it was Naomi.
Oh, Naomi, well,
Yeah.
I don't really care,
Okay.
but you
I
should
should have them change the Norwich, that's for sure.
point out that, and tell them that the second sentence in
Okay.
Article 4 is grammatically incomprehensible.
Okay.
Do I have a motion on this?
But otherwise, I'm happy to, I thought it looked okay.
Dina, do we have a number for this?
There is no, well, sort of,
It's
yes.
ambulance
It goes-
services, so we get billed by usage and we don't know.
Ah, okay.
There's a per capita
No,
fee.
there's a per capita fee that we pay that's
Right.
across the board. Then the fees for the actual transport and what they do is different.
Right, but so that's the-
$90,219
I'm sorry, say again?
$90,215 and 50 cents for, is the per capita fee, and then on top of that, we pay for use.
Thank you.
That breaks down to $52.15 per person. And our resident number is at 1,730.
How do they figure residency?
They go
Correct.
into the,
Currency,
they
I
just
would go
look
to,
at
you
how-
go to like the Wikipedia page for town line.
Yeah, you just Google it and this page comes up that's tracked by the state and each town.
So what does it
It's
do for-
usually a year or so behind.
So like we have all these people in Lyme who are part-time residents or who live in Boston and come up here for the summer or whatever, those people don't get
No, it's
included?
voters. Yeah.
Just voters, how interesting.
Yeah, mostly.
Dina, did you say 1732?
1730.
30, thank you.
There's a census update that does,
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Just Google it,
Alright,
it comes right
do we have
up.
a motion on this?
I'll move it.
I'll second it,
All those in favor?
Michael, I.
Yeah.
Question, Dina, is that up about $10,000 from last year, if I remember correctly, or?
It is, I can tell you, it's a
0.9%.
6.9% increase.
Thank you.
Okay, request to repair potholes on class 6 section on Maple Lane and Shoestrap.
Yes. Mr. Snelling, Jeff Snelling, has requested, which you've already granted him excuse me, one other time. He just wants to be able to fill some of the potholes along the class 6 section between Shoestrap and Maple Lane. There's a form that he needs to sign that takes all the liability onto himself. If
He's done
anything,
it in the past.
if anything happens, him and Mr. Hartman did it the last time. He's just doing it this time, yes.
And who is this, Dina?
Jeff Snelling, he lives down the
Snelling.
bottom,
Okay, just know, thank you.
and Greg Hartman lives right there too.
So oh, that's not right, shoot.
Dina, I'm sorry to go back. I'm gonna sign this contract, but I'm gonna make the two corrections that I
I wrote it on this one, well,
I think I figured out what happened with this sentence, it's just, they put in a period and it should have been a comma and, so I think that fixes it. I interlineated it here on the agreement.
in this, I have no clue what you're talking about, the census.
No, I'm talking about this,
Oh.
Ambulance.
ambulance agreement. So I've suggested corrections, and I'm signing it subject to those.
Okay, so you already moved it, so am I going backwards then?
I
mean, what
I
if
think
they
those
don't
are
want-
just,
If they
They're not
don't wanna make
material,
it.
they're not material.
I think they're just
I'm
typos.
just saying,
Yeah,
if they come back to me and say, look, here's the contract, you know. I mean, I don't know that they do that, but,
they want us to sign a contract that says that they agree to pick up all the people in Norwich.
Yeah,
Those are just
that's
typos.
different, okay.
That-
If
both
they're
of
all
these-
just typos,
They're both just
okay.
typos, I'm pretty sure, so just
Excellent.
suggest the two changes that I made there so that it.
Moved as amended.
okay, but to clarify, one of the things when someone's saying, we need to have this group, this group, this group, the reason that that lettering, that wording is in, granted, it's supposed to say Lyme when it comes to Lyme, not Norwich,
Correct.
is to say, so when someone's on top of Moose Mountain, Hanover's gonna get them and bring them down to the ambulance and to the hospital, and not wait for fishing game or Lyme to bring them down. They're gonna go anywhere in town and take care of it.
Okay, why are you looking at me? I
That's-
didn't ask that question.
No, but for me, it's, that's a very protective, should say Lyme and not Norwich,
Absolutely.
that's all. Good day.
We're on potholes.
Shoestrap potholes is what you're on.
Is there a reason why the town can't do it?
This is a class 6 road.
Shazam, I move to support to allow Jeff Snelling's request to fill and maintain potholes.
I second it.
So, part of the problem is I printed this out brand new for you guys to sign, but it looks to me like I have, left Judy's name on it. So, I'll
This
have,
is the pothole agreement?
yeah, I'll have to change that to Michael, and I don't know if Ben and David wanna sign it right now, or if you just wanna.
You just sign
wait.
it, I just cross out her name out and put mine in there, it's all good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You've been doing that a bunch lately.
God, I haven't.
No comment.
And start add that to your global searches, you know.
So, I'm sorry, who moved it? Michael, right?
All those in favor?
David, I.
My life.
So David seconded it, okay.
Yeah, you have to cross out Judy's name and put hers.
Thank you.
Current use application, Crossroads Academy.
Oh, boy, yes. This was that lot that
So,
last year.
before we start talking about this, I'm the former chair of the Board of Trustees of Crossroads. That was 5 or 6 years ago, I have nothing to do with Crossroads. Do you want me participating in this discussion, or should I recuse myself? I'm happy to do either, I
Do you have
don't-
any concern, fiduciary or other responsibilities in association? I don't believe there's,
Yeah, I don't feel any particular connection to Crossroads, but I'm happy to step out if you think that would look or be better.
I don't believe a former officer or a person involved in it is, like, meets the standard of, you know.
It's also your sense of whether you can be objective on this, or whether you choose to recuse yourself, and I don't see any reason why 5 years out you should do
I
that.
can't be objective about anything.
Can we stop with the philosophy, you know?
Which lot is this? Which lot are they talking about? Which Crossroads lot is this?
You have a huge amount of property that
What's
goes
the
back to
map
the
and
river
lot,
there,
Ben?
and
40156.
You just look at the map.
Route 10.
Right down.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out Route
tree part of it.
Goodness. Okay, yeah, it looks like I'm almost in a butter, it comes all the way up to Chin Strap.
So what do we wanna do with this?
For current use,
You wanna recommend it, I would think.
Yeah, our assessor recommends that we
Correct.
approve it. Says it qualifies.
Well, I'll take a motion.
I second it, David.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Michael, aye.
David, aye.
Ben, aye.
I mean, historically, I think they were originally, years ago, they had an exemption as a charitable exemption, and then we took that away, right, because we concluded that they weren't using that portion of the
That
property
lot, right.
for educational purposes. And then they're coming back to us now and saying, okay, but then we wanna put it in current use, cause it's really
Right,
just,
We'll pay taxes on it, but it should be in current use.
Yes.
Right.
Because it's a beaver bog.
Yeah,
That's a nice piece of property. A lot of wood turtle activity down
oh, I thought you were being smart about beavers.
there. No, it's the wood turtles, they're always down.
You know how I like
Turtle?
beavers.
I know.
That was terrible. But they were terrapins.
Terrapins. What's next?
Land use change tax
Land use change tax.
up on Washburn. It is, the Maggleby's new house, that land. So
this is
they-
property that was formerly in current use and now no longer qualifies because
Because they built a home on it.
they built the home.
Yeah, so, and it is $18,219 of land use change tax they will be paying.
Are they gonna be surprised by this, or is this expected, or we don't know?
Should be expected.
I'm pretty sure that they know. I'm pretty sure Alex is all
So
up
we just
on it.
have to move to accept it.
I'll
You have to
move
move
it.
to charge it, it's a warrant.
Yeah, all right.
Is there any action the town can take to have them restore some of the, they've destroyed stone walls and they took out an enormous granite, post that was on the town easement along that
On
road.
the town, what do you mean on the town easement?
Well, I mean, it was right on the edge of the road, just,
Yeah, I know nothing about that, I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of,
Well, I mean, the stone walls are theirs, so if they took them down, then that's just the way it goes. That's usually, shows the property line, but I used to a long time ago, but, I mean, we can't, I don't know.
It's not a historic or a scenic road or whatever.
It's a scenic road.
It's a
scenic
scenic
road,
road.
yeah.
Stone walls don't count on a scenic road, you're talking trees, that's the only thing. Well, we can look at that if we need to, but it's, I don't, yeah, I don't know.
But that doesn't really have anything to do with
No,
us
we're
charging them
voting
tax
on
on.
it.
It has nothing to do
No.
with you charging this tax.
Right.
Do I have a motion on this?
I'll move it.
And I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Michael, aye.
David, aye.
Ben, aye.
Ken's getting a workout today.
I know, my knees need the exercise.
It's the 7th, right?
It is the South, yes.
Veterans credit.
Yep. So, yes, and he qualifies.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Is the name on that typically kept confidential?
I don't know. I don't know why you need to let the public know though.
Okay.
I can find out, but I don't know for
Okay,
sure.
it's okay for me, I won't.
Let's leave it.
All those in favor?
David, aye.
Wait a lot.
Ben, aye.
I reviewed the manifest,
Oh, good.
and you have to move that if you want.
Okay, I'll second.
All those in
Manifest.
All those in favor?
Yeah.
David, aye.
Ben, aye.
Michael, have you got the amount in front of you?
$37,054.98.
There's two of them.
Lots, yeah, it's two, it's manifests.
And $16,492.28. $16,492.2.
Thank you.
On the second accounts payable.
Okay.
And none of this is school?
I'm
That's
sorry.
None.
None of this is school?
No.
Not enough zeros.
Here's it. The answer probably the difference when it's just us.
What's that?
It's surprising how small the manifest is. It's just us.
Yeah, when you see them at 37,000, you know the school's on.
Until we start buying vehicles and all that, then it goes crazy. So the next thing is your tax exemption properties, and I know that Jordan sent you some stuff. Did you get a chance to read the denials and recommendations by the assessor?
I read everything Jordan sent us, but it didn't, I don't think it included all of the properties, that are on this spreadsheet that you've given us now.
Yeah, well, the ones, Jordan did that spreadsheet for me, because when I looked at them, I of course immediately, reacted to some of the denials, because again, it goes back to a couple of years ago when we had our attorney review all these, and the different opinion that your town attorney had on granting and not granting. So that's his recommendation. You can take it, you don't have to take it. You can, Jordan wrote down the ones that were in last year were the ones that were
Oh, I see.
approved, and she also has some information. So I don't know if you wanna wait until your next meeting to do this.
Why don't we do that?
I think you should have the opportunity to read, the legal memo that was sent back there 2 years ago from Laura that explains it.
The 2021,
It would have
Also-
been 2022,
One of the properties on here is the Kill and Bear Center, and both
Right.
Ben and I are
after the future.
on the board, so we have to recuse ourselves. So if we're gonna decide on that one, we probably wanna have somebody else
I can
appointed
have
as,
Judy come and fill in,
yeah. Judy and Michael.
if she can.
if you can.
But if you guys would review, Michael, all of them, you all except you, the Bears. And then if you have any questions, you can email me too, but email Jordan too, and she'll get you whatever answers you need.
The real big one on here, the one that really is significant, is the skiway.
Yes, well, I actually said to Jordan this morning that I hope this reminds you guys that the plan was to get together and talk with them, and that hasn't happened yet, about the agreement that you have, because yes, the taxes are different than the agreement, but yet the percentage that you're using is within that agreement. So it really does need to be,
Yeah, we really,
If you
we
can
need to
talk
get
to
on
them.
that and talk to, and have, and schedule a meeting with them and talk to them about, because right now it's sort of, who knows, it's a little bit
Exactly.
up in the air, but we oughta we ought to redo, we ought to have a new agreement with them that covers not only the taxes, but also that memorializes the youth use of the skiway and all of that stuff that's been sort of
And
lost.
the ambulance
It
billing.
all needs to be looked at, and that's part of the
Yeah,
agreement in
that's-
place, but yeah.
Dina, how can we make that happen?
I would say that the same two gentlemen that I had emailed last time and came and met, other than Mark, I mean, Mark was the third. I forget what the guy's name is though, but anyways, who's the head of the department that would take care of this and be looking at it and considering it.
Like Dan Jasinski.
I'll reach out to them, he's one of them, yeah.
Do we wanna do a draft agreement
But
and send it to them, and say, here's what we think needs to be in this?
Well, I was gonna say, before we invite them to anything, I think this board needs to really talk about and think about, meet with the assessor, talk about whatever, about what you see as a reasonable part of the agreement, tax-wise. And then the rest of it, what you wanna keep, what you don't, what you wanna talk to them about, what, maybe, maybe there's something you wanna add, maybe there's something you wanna take away. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
I shouldn't be drafting this, we should get
No.
Laura, we
You
should get,
absolutely should not, yes.
we should get somebody to draft, and to prepare. I would say that the way to kick off a meeting with them is to actually have us do a first draft of the agreement. And include everything in it, the taxes and the ambulance stuff and all of this stuff, and then just send it over to them and say, hey, this is just a first draft, we understand you guys may wanna push back on some of this stuff, but
Get them
why don't we?
all upset and they'll come in.
Yeah,
Definitely,
so why don't we do
Well,
that?
do you just you wanna keep the same things then that are in it? Or do you have changes that you wanna tell Laura to incorporate into it?
I'll tell you what, can you recirculate the old agreement and let me take a look let all of us take a look at it, and then then at our next meeting, we can put aside 10 minutes and talk about any changes we think are necessary or appropriate. One change that's definitely gonna be, we're gonna want the assessor's input is what the tax number should be. So why don't we get,
Well, what the usage is, I think, yeah, because that's
Yeah.
part of what info and opinions you probably want from the assessor, even whether you agree with them or not, is about the qualification as a not-for-profit or educational institution.
well, he's already told us that he doesn't think it qualifies at all.
Well, he doesn't think all of it does, but there are parts, and that's part of what part of the thing is. It's not the whole lodge, it's only part of the lodge. It's
Okay,
not
well,
every ski trail.
So can we
it's,
ask him to give us his view about what a reasonable tax number would be, or what a reasonable
Absolutely.
approach to figuring out if we're gonna agree to what do they call it, the payment in lieu of taxes or
Yeah.
party or
I mean, you
whatever
may
that
just, with,
stupid-
as far as the tax bill goes, that's the other thing you should think about. You could have this agreement here that has to do with ambulances and all the other stuff, and then you could have a pilot with them that addresses the tax stuff. I mean, that might be a better straight cut way to go, I don't know, but those are the things
I do
that
think though,
we need to
also,
consider.
I don't know if the agreement has been updated or any changes or signing since they have like a liquor license, they're doing entertaining, there's a whole lot more going on there, other than
It
the
has not been done
skiing
since then,
and that
is-
stuff, and I do think
that's
that
right.
that's, but
Why
Yeah,
don't you
well,
send around the
that's part of
existing
let's send the
agreement
existing one, but.
and then we can look at that
Right.
and
Yeah.
sort of fly spec it next time and.
You should find out, yes, from
But-
David, what kind of things they've done and the permits they've gotten and how they've changed. Because Michael is right, not only is it a ski lodge that the ski team at Dartmouth uses, so that makes it educational, or alumni uses a conference room. It's an entity that is catering to weddings and reunions and
Yeah, yeah.
making money and charging, people, so.
And I do think that changes
Yep.
some of it, but there are kids who are still doing like classwork and stuff.
Of course,
And then there's
absolutely.
definitely stuff they use the
Absolutely.
place for.
So you're gonna reach out to our assessor and get him to give us his input?
Yeah, I'm gonna have Jordan do that.
Is Brendan ever here during our meetings?
She can be. And next time when you're doing all this, she certainly will be. Oh, Jordan or Brendan?
Brendan, I think.
Brendan comes when we invite him to come, when you guys want him to come. He doesn't come to every meeting.
Because what I do think is we just changed how we're doing Crossroads Academy. I mean, they're no longer, they're getting taxed on their land, well, their land.
That came
now is-
from last year, though.
Right, but mine is like, I think it's an appropriate time that we're looking at this, and we're treating Crossroads and parsing up their land, how it's taxed or not taxed, or put in current use. And I think Dartmouth, we should definitely have that conversation, because I do think this is,
Right.
of the taxable properties and the impacts on us financially, I mean, this is a big hitter.
Well, I think with the skiway, you definitely should have
Well, it's an interesting thing,
Conversation.
it'd be interesting to hear what Brandon thinks about whether they would be eligible for current use taxation on the skiway. I would have thought that, well, maybe part of it,
They already do.
really?
Oh, yeah, they have land in current use, they pay taxes.
Yeah.
Their taxes are over $50,000. Or
On the
48,000.
skiway?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
But the lodge, I mean, they have land taxes, and then they, part of the lodge or something, or they
A
payment in lieu.
percentage of the large,
Yeah, large.
they pay, of the lodge, they pay taxes on.
Okay,
Yeah. I guess I don't have a very good understanding of the whole tax situation with the skiway, and it'd be good to get that.
You might wanna have a special meeting just.
that is, yeah,
No, I'm not kidding you, it's gonna take time.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think all of this ought to be bundled together. and
Yes.
I almost would rather have a pilot agreement that also covers all this other stuff, so it's all in one place, as opposed to having multiple agreements that,
Well, you can't have that, the other stuff included in with a pilot. A pilot is purely about taxes only. So then if you have these other agreements, other parts that have to do with ambulance bills, kids skiing for free, I don't know, there's a couple other things. That would have to be separate, or you just keep it like it is, where it's all in one agreement.
okay.
But I think that's what needs to be talked about and considered, as these different options, and it's gonna take you a while. That's why I think reviewing everything and then having just one meeting about that particular subject, time-wise.
You okay with that,
better.
Ed? So why don't we plan on that?
So it won't be at your next meeting then. I mean, you can address the other ones at your next meeting, just hold off on the skiways.
and mine is like on the tax stuff, which is confusing enough, but I did like this stuff that like Jordan and the information put out. It sort of says, hey, no, this building's getting taxed for this, these are exempt, this, the nuns woodlot thing,
Right.
that's really helpful.
Well, and there's supposed to be, I think she did a list, I asked her to do a list that showed the difference from last year to this year.
It did, she
Okay,
did.
good. Excellent.
I'm heading out. When you finish, just, there's a silver button on the side, hit it, and just move it all.
Are you ready to exempt, though, you might share with.
So let's see, these are coming next. But in the meantime, like I said, if you have questions, make sure you message Jordan so that she can get the answers before your next meeting, for all the other ones.
On the Benedictine congregation piece,
Yep.
I would have thought that they would be in the same boat as Crossroads and the Upper Valley Land Trust, in that we're gonna deny the charitable exemption, but that they would be eligible for current use.
The additional land has been put into current use.
Okay, so that's already, they already did that, when did they do that?
They either already,
22.
Jordan,
You reviewed
do you
that
remember
last
when they
year.
did that? You already reviewed it, I
Yes,
think. I
they,
think you
yes,
said.
they just recently did it and it's all approved and in the system now.
Okay, so they're not gonna be shocked when we say this doesn't qualify, they already have, we already told them that, and they're gonna respond, okay? And they've responded appropriately,
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, yep.
along
Okay.
with Crossroads, yep.
okay? And I assume
And
also
Upper Valley.
Oh,
the,
that's 2021.
Upper Valley Land Trust also.
Oh, the legal is, yeah. And Upper Valley Land Trust, yes, they put that in current use.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Jordan.
We have one more non-public going.
You do have one more non-public.
Are we done with the public stuff?
I ran
I
out,
think so.
I ran out of stuff.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know.
An efficient morning.
That was a long list.
I know, you're done earlier than I thought you were gonna be.
Me too.
Excellente.
I looked at it and got scared this morning.
So, can, so somebody just needs to